This is Southern Charm New Orleans, and we got good food, drunk women, and hot men. Lord help us. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I feel like I should.
Flew in my mouth.
Are you doing?
I just.
Flying out flies or
I'm a
something?
flapper.
I love it. Got a little bit of classy music. Hello, everybody.
Those hot men got
Welcome.
hot.
You know, I don't even smoke, but I could use a cigarette right now. I'm in a tizzy. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Southern Charm New Orleans.
Yay! It's official.
We are so excited to be on the show. Some of us are even on the Southern Charm panel here at AfterBuzz already.
Yep,
so we're
right here.
Yep, right here.
Yes.
So we're excited to see this extension of this franchise we love so much. And thank you so much for being here. So without any ado, introduce yourselves, guys.
All right. Hey, guys. My name is Mayte Carillo.
And I'm Charles Conoly, and I used to be called Charming Charles, but now it's official because I'm on a Southern Charm after show.
Oh.
So now I'm really Southern Charming Charles,
It's
right?
true. Now, what are y'all looking? Any just real quick thought? Anything you're really looking forward to this season?
The biceps.
The
On
drama.
this season.
I gotta go with the bias.
The biceps.
I'm trying to focus on the plot, but
Yeah, there's a lot of eye candy.
it is. Oh, so okay. So this is. It's a big deal. It's what I love to so just give you background on me a little bit. My name is Matt Marr, and I do the Southern Charm recap as well. And honestly, I just started watching Southern Charm like a week ago.
Yeah.
I wanted to do the recap, and I caught up on all 4 seasons in a week. But the thing that I felt like was missing a lot was the diversity. And so, but Charleston, obviously, it's got its own type of whatever there. And I love that this show already is bringing different types of people, races, creed, just a different idea of what the South is. It's being somebody who is Southern kind of. I don't know. I'm excited about that. So let's jump in and talk about who's who on the show. It is Mardi Gras season.
The who's who.
The who's who's. I feel like let's start. Should we start with T and Barry?
Sure. There was just so many people.
There was a lot of people.
I mean, people were introduced left and right. But
if we didn't get them all, tell us in the chat.
yes.
Yes.
So we have Tamika and
Tamika.
Barry.
Tamika
Husband
Lee
and
and
wife.
Barry Lee, husband and wife. And so Tamika, she's a reporter, right?
She's a morning news reporter. And who do we have? We have Barry, who was a quarterback football player.
Mr. Mom. Yeah,
Mr.
he's
Mom.
He's Tamika's husband, and I already know that I'm gonna like Tamika because she does have that like performance kind of personality.
Girl knows
And
how
yeah,
to turn it on.
She does,
Yeah.
and her husband is Barry. He describes himself as Mr. Mom, like driving the kids around and everything.
Yeah. And
So-
he's got a great body, and so does she.
They
showed
his butt.
He runs a
bare
fitness
butt.
studio.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
they didn't
missed
talk about that.
Yeah.
I read in the bio. He runs a fitness studio.
Damn.
So Tamika's been on like the morning. She does entertainment reporting. And he runs a fitness
Got
studio.
it.
By the way, if you are new to a show with Matt Marr, I have gay DD, y'all. But speaking of gay DD, I just want to say good job to AfterBuzz because this
Aw.
graphic for the Southern Charm New Orleans.
Oh, look at it.
Yes,
Very
give it for
royal.
Brianna in the booth. Thank you, Jen.
Thanks, Bree.
Or Steven, whoever did this. Thank you, Sugar. It looks
you.
great. Sorry, anyway.
Barry and theme.
So Barry and T. And so
And then the other couple is Jeff and Reagan. So
Yes.
Jeff is a former professional football player.
yes.
Reagan is Reagan. She has ties to the old
No,
South.
Reagan is like
Reagan.
old
old
South.
South.
Right.
And yeah, they're like kind of give me a younger vibe. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like Reagan that much this season. She seems a little messy.
We're fighting already.
Oh, really?
I like great. Well, okay, I do like that. Things people don't realize a lot about New Orleans. I was just there like 3 months ago, and I didn't know this, but it's literally older than our country. Like before the founding of our country, and you just forget that. So like her family's been here since 1700. So I think that's a cool aspect.
Totally.
But as far as but what I love about that, I think sometimes when your family is like so old and so rich, you don't give any F's anymore about I think Southern Charm in Charleston. There's much more like manners and Southern hospitality and what you do and what you
Right.
don't. New Orleans is not that vibe. It's the hospitality. People were nice, but at least when I was there, it wasn't like this fakery that can sometimes be in the regular Southern Charm. And so I think Reagan just is that. She's not really She's gonna be fake it all.
Yeah, she keeps it like really, really authentic to herself. But there's a certain aspect to
I'm
her
on the island by
where
myself.
I like no. There's a certain aspect to her where it can get a little bit annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying because she really. Listen,
Her voice
when
is
you
annoying.
have old ties to the South, it's charming because you have that like old Southern charm. Pardon the pun, but I mean, I get this like vibe from Reagan that she's just saying things to be controversial, and I just don't really.
She's
like
stirring the pot. I mean,
Already?
someone has to do it, you know, and she's bringing that spice into it. But you know what? But at least she's like working towards something.
Is
She's
she gonna be
earning
our
a law
Catherine?
degree.
That surprised me.
She's earning a law degree.
She is.
And she's going to school and she's married, so she has something going for herself. And they said that she was like the legally blonde.
Yeah.
I guess they consider her that in school.
Yes, and we're gonna talk more about her and her relationship, and
Yeah.
also we've got some news at the end about Reagan as well that we're gonna talk
I
about
can't wait to
too.
hear about that.
Okay, so we've got Justin, who's our mama's
Justin.
boy.
Mama's
boy, very
Uh-huh.
religious.
His
Yeah.
voice is like just hey, the way
you
he
into
talk-
it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm into all of them. I mean, my boyfriend, who is a very handsome black man with a shaved head, is gonna like. I don't think I can ever watch this show in front of him because he'd be like, "Are you cheating on me?" Because I'm just like drooling. I need
He's
popcorn
so
next time.
hot.
They're all, but his
they're all
voice
very
is
hot.
that southern drawl, and he just kind of. I'm just like. Don't you imagine whispering sweet nothings in your ear when you're just swinging on a porch?
Yeah, he is the cast member though that I got the least from. Like, I didn't really get like a lot of personality from Justin. I mean, I got that he was a mama's boy, sports agent. Like, I feel like he like mama's boy. That's all I really got from him.
I didn't really see the whole mama's boy point. I feel like he just said it, but I didn't see how he's a mama's boy.
I saw that how like the mom could be a little bit demanding because his mom is a character, and he mentioned in the episode that she's like really well known.
Yeah, her
Yeah.
name's
So I feel
Dottie.
like she kind of says like you're a mama's boy, and like that's it.
Oh, but he's in a relationship, which
He
I
is.
think that his girlfriend looks just like him. They're like brother and
Really?
sister.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't see it.
I do. I see the resemblance.
This
they
is the
look.
South.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
look
I got cousins that are married, y'all.
yeah.
I
mean,
do.
it
I'm
can
from Oklahoma.
happen.
They're second cousins, but they're still married.
Really?
But
Come on, you're from Texas. You don't know. You don't have any relatives that are married.
Moving on. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving
Okay.
on
I
to
forgot. No.
moving on to John. Let's talk about John.
Ooh.
Because
okay.
whenever this episode
Jesus,
when
take the wheel.
I know.
Oh my God.
when this episode first started, like whenever they just cut to the characters at the beginning, I was like, I'm not gonna like John. He seems a little shallow.
I said that too.
Yeah, he seems a little shallow. He seems like a tryhard. He seems
Yeah.
like he's fronting and flexing on everybody.
Oh no.
And then I was like, oh wait, he's an artist. That's kind of interesting.
Who paints with his shirt
wait.
off?
He he painted a painting for Obama.
Yeah, for the
that's
White House.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 24. I'm done. Like, I'm fully. Before I could even finish the sentence, I don't think I'm gonna like John. He changed my mind.
Yeah.
And I like that he's an artist and he's ambitious, because whenever you think of like artist, maybe you think like go with the flow, kind of relaxed.
No, he is driven.
No,
He's
he
driven.
is. Yeah, he's a total entrepreneur.
Yeah, yeah.
And he does everything with his shirt off.
And his
And it's just so
skin looks so.
biceps.
It's like kind of oily and glistening all the time, and it just.
It's like he's an all-around, just perfect guy.
He's
He's got a nice car.
got a
He's-
nice
he's
car.
talented.
And
You
you
gotta
know if
be
he's that driven
smart.
that when you're in the bedroom, he's driven to please. Sorry, I said it.
Pile driven.
Maybe he should give some advice to someone in the cast,
He
right?
should.
Who hasn't.
Well, I swear we're not going to talk about how hot the guys are all the
The
time.
whole time. No,
Maybe
not the
not.
whole
Maybe
time.
not. I
Maybe
don't
not. Give
know.
us like 4 episodes.
I'm in the, yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we also, who's not really one of the bigger cast members, but I think she's worth mentioning is Nichelle, which is a friend of Tamika and Reagan.
She was the one with the big house, right? The
Yeah.
three-story
Brown hair.
house.
And I
Is
think
that her?
Nichelle
Right.
is going to kind of stir some stuff too. Nichelle,
I will-
Nichelle, I want her life. She has a costume closet.
Why did
And
I
no,
write
she's got a
her
room.
down?
Yeah, she's got a
full
costume
dedicated
room.
to
Like
costuming. Yeah.
she has a corset that
I feel
I'm
like
dying
she
for.
is the true Old South, and Reagan is like trying to front. Like, I don't
I
know
could see
why
that.
I wrote Nichelle's name down as Treme.
Oh.
Anybody in the chat? Why did I see Treme?
You know why?
I don't
Because
know.
in the very beginning when
I
they
don't know.
introduced her,
Hold up.
they had a Treme labeled as her name.
Why?
So then we both got it wrong. But then
But
they started
why?
saying her name was Nichelle.
Why'd they call her Treme?
Why?
I don't know. Maybe
Anyways,
that's a nickname?
I liked her from the get. I liked her
I think she's
because
gonna stir it up.
Ooh, yeah.
I think that she is the true Old South. I just get like a nice little calm vibe from Treme
I don't
/
get-
Nichelle.
Oh, I
No,
don't
I
think
don't
so.
get calm vibes from
girl,
her.
you wrong. She
Really?
brought.
No.
Oh yeah, she brought the
She brought the
priestess.
gift.
She brought the gift, the love powder in front of everyone.
Yeah.
She was the one that brought the piece.
Yes.
Okay, she's messy.
You were looking at
Where
John.
were
He was
you?
looking at John. He
She's
wasn't paying
messy.
attention.
Girl who brings
So-
a priestess is messy already.
She is, but you know who is not messy is our own Maria Menounos.
Nope.
She
sure
is not
isn't.
messy at all.
No, she can actually give some great advice to these women.
She
Yeah.
can.
But if you guys are looking for someone who gives great advice in all areas of your life, well, we've got the greatest podcast for you. Conversations with Maria Menounos. Podcast edition is hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder. It drops every Friday on iTunes. It features celebrity and influencer interviews. I mean, anything that you need to know to stay in the know. She has secrets, tips, everything. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. And while you're there, also give us 5 stars, rate, say, hey, you know what? Southern Charm New Orleans sent you. Be sure to rate and comment when you do. Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition. You guys have to check it out.
She'd kill it on Southern Charm, y'all.
Yeah.
She would Maria.
She'd
Charm.
murder it.
She would murder. She would bring the drama, I think,
She-
too. I've seen her talk to Kevin. She can. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't quote me. I'm kidding.
Quote
okay.
me.
Yeah, quote
Quote
me.
me.
Now, so the episode started off a little bit that they were celebrating Mardi Gras. I really loved how it showed all the guys. They asked like what they thought of Mardi, and John was like, "It's a great artistic time," and Justin was like, "It's a fun time, you know, he's kind of chilling out."
Barry's like, I hate it.
And Barry's like, "I hate
Yeah.
it. I hate it so much."
No, because John was like, it's a good time. Barry was like, I hate it, and Justin was like, it's a great religious experience. Or
Oh,
what
Oh
did
yeah,
he
because
say?
he's
gosh,
religious. Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, good God, he had
Yeah.
to go there.
Oh, he was the one that gathered everyone together
Yeah.
and said like
In
a
prayer.
in
Well, I think-
prayer before they started eating. I'm like, okay, in the middle
That-
of Mardi Gras.
Well, again, when I forgot how religious it is, and I was raised Catholic, so I could see all the
Mm-hmm.
meanings. But I mean, yeah, it's Fat Tuesday. That's what Mardi Gras means. But I thought, what was I going to? Oh, I thought it was so hot how they bro prayed. They didn't
that's
like
what-
hold hands. They just like did knuckles.
Did they really do
I
that?
thought
Yes.
they held hands.
No. Oh no, they like
Oh.
bro.
That's
My
how we should
eyes.
start our show.
I was like, yeah, that's how we should start.
You're not
we
in
should,
it, yeah.
It was just was like, I was like, come on, just grab
Knuckles.
hands. But at the same time, I was a little like, this is hot.
Why? Oh my God, if my eyes could roll farther
So
back into my
I'm gonna have to
head.
get iced tea for this episode every time,
It's so
just to
good.
cool myself off.
Bro, pray.
But who needed some iced tea? I think at Mardi Gras was Tamika.
Tamika.
I mean, as Reagan said, she got white girl drunk.
Can I just say I lived for that moment. I want to see more of Tamika just getting white girl wasted.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Because it's so fun and entertaining, and it's not like she's faking it.
No.
It's like this is
No.
the real deal.
Oh.
This is how we get
She
when
kept
we get
falling
drunk
down on the
and-
float. Like
Yeah.
she was like, damn it, couldn't stay
And the reason
up.
I like her so much is because you can tell she's like a hard worker, because people who host those early morning shows,
Yeah.
they have to get up at like 3 a.m., sometimes even before that, to get up on like the early shift. So, you know, she was tired on that float. You know, she hadn't eaten all day.
Yeah.
You know, she had a few drinks, and she was, you know, getting a little loose.
She works hard and she parties hard. And then she's just
Mom.
sitting there. I mean,
She's
literally, y'all, on the podcast.
Is she dead?
I mean, she was like legs spread, just hanging
was
out.
on her back.
Country.
Yeah.
She keeps it real.
keeps
She
it
is
real.
not pretentious at all, and I really. Well, Reagan and her too, but I really, really, really like that about her.
You know what Reagan reminds me of? You know how
What?
when she was talking about like her great granddad invented bitters or something?
Uh-huh.
She reminded me of Gretchen Wieners. My dad invented toaster strudel. She totally gave me that vibe. Like, I rely only on my family's
reading
legacy.
outside.
But
Yeah.
then she was all like, "We were riding the float for Mardi Gras, and it cost like $1,000, but that's tacky to mention that." Oh,
But I
just
did
said
it.
it.
Oops,
Yeah.
So
I just said
I
it.
get it. I can see how she seems a little like she's putting on airs, maybe.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
maybe-
know.
I just think she's relying
Her
on-
voice is a little, but I still like her.
Stop
I like her a
relying
lot.
on that family.
You know what?
No, I don't think
If
she
I had a
necessarily-
family that was 500 years old and rich, I wouldn't be doing anything right now but just sitting by a pool and just saying,
Drinking
yeah.
a mint and
Just,
julep.
yeah, I just look at people and they, you want any? I'm like, yeah, that would be my answer
And her
to
house
everything.
is so gorgeous too. So I don't understand why she wants to move out of that.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Because she's so far. Reagan?
Oh, because she is so far.
Oh, are we getting into that later?
No, I mean, we'll talk about that
Okay.
later. You have to tease. But yeah, she is apparently moving out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does she, or I'm confused, who has the maid, Benny Poppins? Is that Nichelle?
That's
no,
Nichelle.
that's Nichelle.
That's Nichelle?
Fabulous.
We got a whole
Maid.
other show for Benny Poppins.
Me too.
He's like this queen who's just over it.
It's fabulous.
He was serving chai, drinks.
Spiked.
Yeah.
And then there was a coffee spiked drink.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess this was in the morning.
It's like when
and-
Patricia says her medicine
Okay.
on Southern Charm. She's
Oh,
like, I need my
God.
medicine.
And those martinis.
Yes, yes. So I like that there's some carry through in all the Southern Charms.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so Justin, let's talk a little bit. So Justin is not married. And not only is
No.
he not married, he's moving back in with Mama, literally asking his mother if he and his girlfriend can move back in.
While he renovates that house.
Yes, so already this is going on. And then who was it at the dinner that decided to throw shade?
Tamika.
Tamika.
Oh, it's Tamika. Yes, she's stirring the pot. So what did she say? She said,
Tamika questioned whether he was ready to get married or if they were going to get married eventually.
In front of
And-
the whole table.
Yeah, and
Called him
so
out.
and so they were just in shock, and he
that
didn't
is
say
a Southern
anything.
thing. You don't talk about that kind of stuff at a table.
But he didn't react towards it. He didn't say no. He didn't say yes. He didn't say, oh, maybe, we'll talk about this some other time. They just both kind of gave each other the eye.
He didn't dismiss
and-
himself and go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at that point, like, he didn't look stupid. Tamika looked stupid for calling him out. Like,
But the girlfriend looked kind of stupid too.
I mean,
because
everybody
she's
looked
there,
stupid. It was just like, everybody was like on edge because of what Tamika said, not on edge because like he possibly wouldn't get married. Which is why I like Tamika. She calls it like it is.
But do you think Tamika does that too? Because flipping side to that as well, Tamika when Nichelle gave her the love potion at the table, Tamika just started talking about how she hasn't had sex in a long time
Totally
and how
open.
like,
Yeah.
I dig it.
and she's just like, when you're busy and you have kids, which first of all,
When you're
Tamika,
married.
and I don't mean this as a judgment, but I mean if my husband had those arms, I mean,
Climb him like a tree.
yeah, I'd never walk.
I've never
I
walked.
wouldn't
I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't care.
R.I.P. my leg.
R.I.P. I'm dead. So, but would you do that? Would you like say at a table, just talk about your sex life that frankly?
I would. I think I would.
too. It's just you're so
I think I
open and
would.
honest.
Honestly, I would because it depends on where I am.
It also
with-
depends on your partner because
with
my
the-
boyfriend is very private, and whereas I'm a
Yeah.
share-off folk, so that's gotten me into trouble. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see is Barry okay with that?
He kind of comes out like he's okay, but I think her mom was sitting right across from them.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
the mom was sitting right across, so I would feel a little bit embarrassed because my mom would be there. I wouldn't want to talk about it, but if I'm around friends, yeah, I'd want to be
I'd talk
open and
about it.
honest. Yeah. I'd be
But
like,
yeah.
can you guys
Well,
give some
'cause-
pointers?
Well, because like being from the South, like whenever you're like around family or around that type of crowd, no, you don't talk about it. But the lines are definitely blurred because you have your friends who you talk about that kind of stuff with. And your friends usually mingle with the family members in the older parties and the older groups in those same communities. So sometimes you accidentally start talking about something you don't really realize that great Auntie June is sitting 2 seats over, sipping her mint julep, and is like, "Excuse me," and then Auntie June tells your mom, and then your mom tells your dad, and then
Oh
and
my
then
goodness.
all of a
It's a
sudden,
small
Southern
town. It's
thing,
smaller than you
yeah.
think. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're the family pariah because you mentioned to your friend that you hadn't had sex in 4 months. You have to be careful. That's how the South works.
And which I think,
so
we haven't heard the
complicated.
rest
Yeah.
of that. I feel like that's gonna come back up with John
Yeah.
or with Barry later.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Anyway, well, and by the way, y'all, be sure to tell us what you think. If you enjoy our podcast, whether you listen on iTunes or Stitcher, Google Play, be sure to leave a review, leave 5 stars. And if you leave 5 stars, that's awesome. But actually, if you write something, that's even better, only because that helps bump us up in the Apple ratings. And y'all, we're always we always keep. I forgot. do the live chat
live
next
chat.
week. It's all right. We're going. And so, but we will normally keep that up. But also, too, the live chat goes away after the show. So be sure, if there's something else you want to talk about or keep the conversation going, be sure to comment in the YouTube videos. We check that stuff. We talk to
Yes,
y'all.
we do.
I mean, I'm still having discussion about it. Yeah, we go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Southern
So
Charm last episode.
be sure to do that. Okay, let's talk about. Let's talk about.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about the priestess. Priestess.
Oh,
What
priestess.
was her name?
God.
Catherine.
Katerina.
Katerina, that's it.
I did not write down.
Voodoo
Priestess
woman.
who Nicelle brought to the party.
Brought to Tamika's party.
Yeah.
And I love that the priestess just like walks around handing out cards, like telling people to moisturize. That's like her priestess ability is like, make sure you wear like a cold cream. Ooh. And then she like disappears into the shadows.
She did tell somebody, she was like, what did she say? I
She
think
said
her
you
mom.
better look at that eye cream. Oh, yeah, that their mom.
She said, you're going to live till you're 93.
So might as well look pretty and wear that eye cream at night.
Might as well look good, girl.
Like that's your priestess ability is to tell people to moisturize. Like, come on, nah.
I
You can
love
do a little
her.
better than
I
that.
love her.
too.
She was just, voodoo's a big, it's interesting. A lot of people, and you know this more if you're from New Orleans, but I'm not going to keep name dropping. I was just in New Orleans, although I love it. Go to that city. But we went on a voodoo tour. And so there's actually two different types. There's hoodoo, which is, voodoo is basically the combination of African religions and Catholicism. Hoodoo with a H is a combination of Protestant religions and African religions.
Wow.
But the whole point of the reason is that a lot of people think voodoo is like cursing and this negative thing.
Yes.
It's not at all. Voodoo's actually considered, and a lot of people in New Orleans do this, it's such a part of their culture because it's almost like the way we look at, and here in California, if like you go to your herb doctor or your acupuncturist, it's a very healing way. So Google it. I'm not going to give y'all a voodoo lesson, but it's definitely not what people think the negative connotations that voodoo is.
So this priestess that walked in, that was her thing, healing.
It's much
And-
more of a healing, yeah. She's not
God.
there to scare people and all that kind
Because
of stuff.
Tamika was
I'm
scared.
still
But
not gonna
Tami-
mess with voodoo.
Yeah.
I mean, just to play it safe.
Oh, I'm all about it. I want to know.
I mean, being a big old gay, I already have one strike against me, y'all. I don't need another trying to get through those pearly gates. Okay.
But
No.
so she, Tamika was scared because she was scared.
Because at the last party,
Oh yeah.
the priestess actually read her cards right
Oh, yeah.
and said, hey, this is what's going to happen. And she was like, oh my God, this lady is so spot on.
Yeah.
I'm so scared of you.
She said you're married, but you need to fall in love again.
Oh, that's right.
And literally, we had just talked about. I mean, if you're not having sex,
Are you even in love?
are you even? Yeah,
Maybe
are you
she's
even?
out of love for
Maybe.
her husband.
I'm all out of love.
Yeah.
Maybe I hope not.
sad.
I hope not.
Well, then he'll be single.
So this time, what did she
I hope
say?
so.
So this time she went and she blessed her room.
Uh-huh.
Her bedroom.
I thought she was doing the Macarena. I
She
couldn't
had
tell.
like some. What were the
the Macarena shakers.
shaker
Yeah, they
things.
looked like that, and there was a dancing, and then she was like, "Clap, everybody!"
Yeah.
and like,
She
everybody
got
clapped.
everyone.
She's like,
And
now
Reagan-
we are going to clap. Clap.
Yeah, and Reagan's just like drinking her drink, like over it. She can't be bothered. She's like, "I don't clap."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But they were all living for that moment, and so
They
was
were.
I, because I wanted to see a little bit more of the priestess.
Yeah.
I hope we see more of her. I hope so. So we don't know. I mean, I think that's gonna be a plot point of the season, as obviously is Tamika and Barry's relationship. And another relationship that I think that kind of is not. I think it's gonna be a big.
Influx.
Yeah, influx is Jeff and Reagan. What's the deal? What do y'all think?
Yeah. Okay. So early in the episode or midway through the episode, they had mentioned that they wanted to move to the French Quarter, and then it was revealed that Reagan actually was the one who wanted to move because she's in law school.
Yeah.
She wants to be closer to school, and she basically wants to leave Jeff behind. Jeff is out of the loop on that. All of the girls who are friends with Reagan think that is a bad idea.
Tamika even said she told her,
She
she was
says,
like,
"That's
I'm just
not
gonna tell you, I'm not
gonna
gonna
work."
stand. I don't support this.
That's not gonna work out.
But is she saying I want to leave Jeff? Like, I don't want to be with him anymore. She's saying I just want
No, she wants
this
her
to
own
be my
space.
place.
She wants her own space,
Yeah.
which is a little questionable.
Yeah, and it's a little weird too. Like, why would you want to leave your husband behind? Wouldn't you want him to join you too?
Yeah.
But she's putting this excuse like, well, it's law school, and I'm only going to be there for 4 days out of the week. That's more
That's
than
a lot.
half. Yeah,
That's a lot.
more than half of the week.
Yeah.
Like that's insane. How can that? Like I just don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, it
Where
would
Jeff
be, it would
thinks
be
they're
a
both
lot-
moving because we heard him talk earlier. He
I
was saying like
know.
we're moving.
I know, and
She's like,
and she's like, no, it's me. And even if it was like 2 or 3 days a week, that'd still be a lot if you're married, like a married couple. You know what I mean?
did you see? I mean that bridge.
Okay, the bridge we can talk about.
Gosh,
That bridge is terrifying.
I wrote a 24-mile bridge.
And it's like, what I was thinking, like, what if you get in a wreck? Because it's not like you can just exit into the water.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Bye.
I know.
That's it.
Girl, bye.
I know.
Like done deal.
I know. My mother
Anyways.
couldn't do it. She has a fear of driving up. She would
Reagan
freak
wants
out.
to move because she doesn't want to drive that bridge every time she goes to law school.
I don't
And
blame
Jeff is basically like, oh, like, I'll go. So that's a whole point of contention. I think that's going to develop throughout the season.
Do you think Jeff wants this marriage more than Reagan? Or you think
Yeah.
Reagan has kind of checked out a little bit?
Ooh.
It's hard to say because Reagan's in the middle of law school and that can be stressful. I think the bigger thing is I think, and we saw a little bit of it next week, I feel like we're going to get some, I think, good drama between Tamika and Reagan because they're
yeah.
both
Well, and they
pretty
mentioned,
dramatic.
I mean, Reagan mentioned that it's like storm 1 minute, the sun the next minute. They're
Yeah.
like frenemies, I think.
Yeah, and I have to say, like
Team Tamika.
we were talking afterwards, like the Tamika, the first episode of Southern Charm. We think of Southern Charm now with Catherine and with Logan, everybody going crazy, and they are bastard crazy on that show.
Totally.
But the show started actually pretty calm. Remember, I actually thought Thomas Ravenel was a nice guy.
Yeah, I don't know what you were thinking.
yeah,
I was
that
like,
changed.
keep watching.
That
'cause that would
changed.
change real quick.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just saying that like I felt like we even got a little more of kind of like the
Tension.
A
the
little
tension between those two, and I think it's just gonna. I think we might have a lot of fuse to burn, y'all. A lot of fuse to burn.
I hope not. I mean, I feel
hope
like
so.
they'll be so like fun together if they just get along.
It's
I
going to be
know.
like a Kim and Nene type of thing.
It's true,
Aw,
but you know they're gonna
no.
drink. You know they're gonna
gonna
drink, and when they
I just
So, yeah.
hope that Tamika checks Reagan, just like she checked, who was it, whenever she said, have you seen The Wiz?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! Because when they were all like, all these
That
white
was
women are like, oh,
Have you seen Gone with the
Have you seen
Wind?
Gone with the
Gone
Wind?
with
Right?
the
I'm like,
Wind.
why would she want to see a movie that's just about her people being slaves? And then
that sent my
She's
wig into orbit.
it was. I
Have
was
you
just,
seen The Wiz?
So I just took the wig off and just threw
The
it down. I was
wig
like, yes.
is gone.
That was legendary.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
So Tamika, I think she's gonna have like the one-liners.
The one-liners.
because she is smart.
Yes.
She is.
Reagan's
I like
smart
her.
too, but she's just quicker on that. So I think it's time maybe to introduce our new section of the show.
Yes,
right?
God.
And Charles is going to have to say
I
it
know,
because
because we
Mayte and I don't really
No.
know.
Well, should I explain it or should I just go in and say
You
it?
could.
Just say it.
Okay, les bon ton cray cray.
Okay.
That's the name of the segment, y'all.
And les bon ton something.
Right.
So, les bon ton roulette is a common term in New Orleans. It means let the good times roll.
They even say it at the end of the
They
credits of the
do.
show.
And in the beginning, they say it too. So we decided to make a little segment called Les Bon Ton Cray
Cray.
Cray because that's what this season is. It's cray cray.
And what do we think is? We each have one. What do you think our cray cray is?
My cray cray moment. Well, this is whole cray. My cray cray moment is John. John. Him as an essence, him as a brand. He's this artist who's very ambitious, who has 2 arms that I couldn't stop looking at, and a face that I couldn't stop looking at either. But you have to be careful with this one. Because like you said, it's like he's almost too perfect.
Yeah.
Whenever you see those people who are almost too perfect, it's like they're too perfect because they realize that they're a catch, so they just build on it. But there's something underneath. You have to be careful with him. So my laissez bon ton cray cray moment is with this John artist guy because he's a little bit enigmatic. He's a little bit too perfect, and he's gonna be a little bit of a one to watch this season. So that's my guy.
Oh, okay. Kind of a prediction there as well. I like
see.
it. What about you,
That's
Mayte?
a lot. My laissez bon ton, am I saying it right? Cray cray moment has got to be Tamika and her drunken self because I live for moments that you kind of just forget about everything when you get so drunk, and those are the most epic moments ever.
Praise
Trust
him.
me, I know from experience. But I want to see her drunk every single episode. Is that a bad thing?
Tamika, please
No.
make that
Yeah.
happen.
Tamika,
Can you
I will make you the drink in California and we'll send it, girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pop some bourbon or something.
Some
to the
Henny.
back, some
Make
Henny.
it happen.
It's very stereotypical of you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, my les bon ton cray cray would have to be, it's just, you guys, these men on this show are so crazy hot. I can't kind of get past it a little bit. All of them
Yeah.
are so beautiful in their own way.
Except
the women
for
are the women are beautiful too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for who?
Well, I was going to say Jeff's beard could be a little tailored.
Oh. Okay. I don't really think Jeff's hot.
Sorry, I don't wanna-
I'm not really into one.
I didn't want to read you, Jeff, but that beard, he has good bone structure. He has good eyes.
He's got a nice body. He seems nice.
handsome.
Handsome.
He kind of though he'll open his eyes real big and he kind of looks like he has crazy eyes. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there was this thing in the very beginning that I have to mention.
Yeah.
So when the show was starting, we paused it for a little bit, and it looked like he was wearing blue eyeshadow.
Blue eyeshadow. Because his eyes were like fiercely blue, and he blinked
Oh, they're so quick.
right when we paused, and it looked like he had blue eyeshadow.
They're very pretty blue.
And
So,
so Mayte
yeah.
was like, "Oh, I think he's gay." And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "What do you mean you think he's gay? Like he's married. He was an NFL player. I don't
was
get the
like,
gay vibe." And you were like,
No.
"But like he was wearing eyeshadow." I'm like, "No, Mayte, that
No,
was the glitch
the
in the
TV just
TV
paused.
girl."
I know, and then I was trying to figure out if he was married to Reagan or if they were.
So that's why you're roommates.
Oh my god.
I thought they were roommates the entire time.
She thought he was wearing eyeshadow.
Oh my
so
God.
she was like, "Oh my God, he's totally gay." That's why you kept asking me, "Is he married to her? Are they married?"
I was asking that question
Ridiculous.
so much. I'm like, they got to be roommates or something. And then they gave each other a kiss. I'm like, maybe they're friendly roommates.
Oh my God. Oh, you dated a lot of gay guys, didn't you?
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was like, maybe he just likes to make my dress.
Or wear it.
Or wear it. All right. So, did I say? Oh, I did say mine. Okay.
The hot
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, the hot
guys.
guys. Sorry, I go back to that. So, speaking of cray cray, though, let's talk about a little bit of AfterBuzz news. Ooh, it's there.
TV News.
So, we have a picture, and we're going to show a picture right now, and it's of the woman herself, Miss Reagan, looking so fierce. Reagan, what's her name? Like Charleston or
O'Hara.
or something. But so I was reading about the show before, and why I'm excited for the drama Reagan's going to bring is that, and you know what I like about Reagan? She gets country. She gets like my people. She gets country, little white trash, and I own it, y'all. I own it. And so I'll never forget going to my grandma's funeral. My one cousin went there in my bolo tie and no shirt. I'm not kidding. That happened. So remember your raisin. But anyway, Reagan Charleston wrote in an article in People magazine, which is out now. She wrote, "We had somebody break into our house several years ago, and I shot my gun into the dining room," she said. "I fired because my dad always said, just shoot if somebody's in your house, whether you missed or not. No one wants to be in the path of a scared blonde with a gun."
Oh.
So I'm like, I'm ready
It's
for her.
true. It's
Give
true.
it. I'm ready for these saying. So
That's a good one.
yeah, so as always, we're gonna wrap it up with, you kind of did already, but still, what are some predictions that we have for the people this season? Or it could be a prediction about somebody's relationship, or maybe a prediction about how the show's gonna go. What do you think? Are y'all thinking? Are you ready? I
Well,
can go.
so my prediction, I kind of said it about John. That wasn't kind of a prediction, but my real prediction is between.
I do think John's gonna be a hothead though, and I think
Yeah.
John's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
I think so
I
too.
think he's obviously, look at his body, look at his life. Everything is
testosterone.
Everything is perfect for him.
Way too
So
perfect.
when something's gonna go wrong and he's not gonna be, it's gonna be a boom.
Yeah. So mine was between Reagan and Jeff. I think there's going to be a lot of problems between. I don't want to say problems. There's just going to be.
Maybe a breakup.
That pot is ready to be stirred, and you already know there's people out there ready to stir it. So watch for Reagan and Jeff. We'll see what happens with them.
Okay.
For me, it's got to be Justin and his girlfriend, Kelsey. I don't think they're going to last.
You don't.
I don't think so
Why?
because she doesn't come off like a sturdy type that will actually, I don't know.
You think her
want
and
this-
his mom are gonna fight?
I think they can probably bump heads because
Yeah.
he is a mama's boy and they're living under her roof now.
And that's a strong mama.
So I don't know. I just don't think she could probably handle the pressure. No offense, but I just don't see it. Judging by the first episode.
All right, then. Well, that was our prediction. So there you have it, everybody. So tell everybody, we are so excited. We're going strong on this show, so we're going to be recapping every episode. And if you have other comments, go to the YouTube channel, talk about that in the comments there. You can also tweet us individually. We'll tweet you back. So tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, I am with everybody else on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Charles Conoly. That's how you spell my first and last name, Charles, Conoly. And I tweet and Instagram stuff.
Oh, fun. I'll have to add you. Hey guys, my name is Mayte Carillo. You can find me everywhere at Mayte Carillo _ and you can also watch me on Southern Charm. We tape at 8
on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm right there with Southern Charm as well. I'm Southern Charm with Mayte, and then I'm doing Queer Eye with Charles, which is on Sunday.
I always forget to shout out Queer Eye.
Hey, we're doing that Queer Eye. It's a great scene. We're recapping that, getting ready for season 2. I'm Matt Marr, MATT_MAR, 2 T's, 2 R's. You can find me at all socials at the Matt Marr. You can also, I do an advice podcast because I'm a therapist. Also do a Riverdale recap, and you can go to all that at mattmarr.tv. And you guys, we're so excited for this show. We'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.